little bit, Jack.
You say what?
I'm knocking the volume down just a little bit. We're a little high.
Testing.
There we go.
All right. Happy JQ Day to you.
Oh, man. I know you are. You've been following JQ for how many years now?
We are, so he was a 15-year-old when he first kind of emerged as the, like, hey, that might be a generational talent. Let's dig a little deeper into this and see exactly what we have here. And he explodes onto the scene, 5-star, top 5 consensus recruit, does the reclass thing, ends up in Kentucky. So what an unbelievable full circle moment. 25 months removed from his first commitment to Kentucky, 9 months removed from ACL surgery. Yesterday he gets officially cleared, full go, told, hey, we can play you up to 20 minutes. Let's do this thing. It was a lot of back and forth. There was a lot of pushing and pulling amongst all of the involved in this. And we finally reached, an agreement that it was time. So,
see if that's better.
What are we expecting today from Jaden?
Well, I don't think he's going to start. Right? I think that's
He will not be starting.
So I'll just ask. I'll throw the question back to you. Do you think he plays more than 15 minutes today?
That's the sweet spot. I think.
Okay.
The part of the kind of back and forth about will he, won't he was we do not want to just come back and play 7-8 minutes. Like if we're doing this, we want to make an impact. We want this to be a like, hey, we want to impact winning. We want to help Kentucky win the game. So they kind of went back and forth. Hey, is he ready for that? He only cleared half court for the very first time on Tuesday. Will he be in position to play 15, 17 minutes, enough to make an impact on the game? And they decided yesterday after one final evaluation that he would be. So that's kind of the stipulation. He will be playing because that's the only reason why he's playing in this game. I thought it was interesting just having some conversations that if it wasn't going to be today, they were pretty adamant about it being Alabama on next or at post break. They said, Jaden is obsessed with the big moment. He wants to shine under these bright lights. Like, yes, Bellarmine is great, and it checks a box for Kentucky basketball to add a win to the schedule, but you don't learn anything about Jaden Quaintance, the basketball player, beating up against 6'5" centers. You just don't.
Right.
He wanted his moment to be a big one, and hey, John.
The other Italian coach.
Freudian slip. I just had the Italians on my mind. Mark Poe versus Rick Pitino. It does not get better than that. The stakes that come with that at the CBS Sports Classic, and that's why Jaden wanted to play today.
First time since the 2016-17 season that Kentucky has gone up against Rick Pitino. Is that correct?
It is.
And I think Rick got us in that one. So, Jack, I'm coming into this game. I don't know if it's the Jaden Quaintance factor or if it's just eventually shots got to start falling. But I am, for some reason, optimistic coming in here today. I'm 2-0 in this building also.
Are you?
I'm bad in Madison Square Garden.
Yeah, horrible.
Yeah, terrible. 0-3. Hopefully we can have the inverse of that in a few hours today. We'll have the inverse here in Atlanta. But I am it's not that tell me if this makes sense. I don't think Kentucky will win, but I believe they will. It's in my heart.
It's
my head,
heart, not a head thing.
Yes,
okay.
in my head, I'm like, I just don't see it. I do think though that, hey, they're going to play that up tempo. I'm actually cool with that. I know that you guys talked on Sources Say about Kentucky's got to win games in the mud. I think this game you might see both styles of play from.
Our audio was bad, low and scratchy. But now we're good.
Yes.
So,
all right. Yeah, I think
good.
It's that cable over there. We might have to get a new one. I've noticed that.
Thank you to Zach for keeping us in the loop. So continue.
No, just that. You all said on Sources Say that Kentucky will have to win games in the mud this season. I do agree with that. I know St. John's likes to push the pace a little bit. Does Rick Pitino want to pull this game into the mud, or does he want to just have his guys fly? And I'm actually cool with if he wants to run the floor, let's go.
I think that's what it will be. I think that both teams, it's tough because Kentucky just learned how to do that, but I also just have this weird gut feeling that today the shots are going to finally fall.
Why do I feel like that too?
It's weird, right? Like
law of averages or something?
It's law of averages, but also like they're due. I mean, Cam Williams is not as bad of a shooter as he has looked up to this point.
Yeah.
Across the board, Trent Noah, everybody. they have been waiting for just kind of that coming out party, and for some reason, it just feels like tonight is going to be that night. Maybe it's the Jalen Lowe effect. We got to see, just kind of how his pace and how much his presence changes the game against Indiana, and that was while he's still kind of knocking rust off. We get to see him kind of be that straw that stirs the drink kind of point guard that we know him, and kind of a, I hate throwing this comparison out there, but like a better version of Xavier Wheeler. Like just he pushes, he pushes, he goes, he gets paint touches, he just moves the ball. He doesn't dribble the air out of the ball into 3 seconds left in the shot clock and then forces a bad shot. He kind of gets to the first 15 seconds of it and then creates. So I think we're going to get the best version of that and finally get the rust knocked off.
Does he start today?
I think he does. All
right. It's just weird to me that he's obviously the best. He's the starting point guard. He needs to be starting.
He needs to. I don't understand the obsession with not, but he genuinely does need to. But at worst, like, he needs to play 25, 30 minutes. Like this needs to be a game where he's in the majority of the time. Let everybody else kind of do their own jobs and fill into the roles that they were brought in to do. Denzel was not brought in to be the starting point guard. He was brought in to be a complimentary off-ball guy, kind of off-ball slasher, cutter, finisher, athlete, those types of things. He was not brought in to be the go-to distributor. So I just want all of the pieces to fall into place as they were meant and designed to do. I do think Mo Diabate slides back into the starting lineup. I have heard that. I know Cam and Trent have kind of been trading places at that 4 spot, but I do think that it's going to be Mo back in there, coming off just an unbelievable game-changing effort. We saw just how much we were missing with him out.
Yeah, 100%.
I think that head-to-head matchup with Zubi Ejiofor and Mo Diabate is going to be the one that will decide the game.
So a few Kentucky connections here. Obviously, the biggest one, Rick Pitino, but you also have, we saw him out there as they came off the bus, Bryce Hopkins, former Wildcat.
Second time as an opposing player we've seen him against the Kentucky Wildcats.
Yeah, and Kentucky got him last time in 2023 that win the NCAA tournament. And then you also have Ian Jackson, who was Kentucky recruited pretty hard under John Calipari. He ended up going to North Carolina, and now he's with Rick Pitino at St. John's. So, what is he? Did Ian Jackson? Did he transfer? He was there at North Carolina for 2 seasons, right? One season. Okay.
He's a sophomore, right?
Sophomore.
Now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that's right. That's right. We were there.
One and done with the Tar Heels.
That's right. What do you think about that kind of dynamic, and also who's guarding Ian Jackson today?
That one I think is a pretty firm Otega Owe / Denzel Aberdeen. I think that the physical, tough, downhill. Yeah. Denzel and Ian Jackson are actually pretty comparable players, kind of just pure athletes, not the best shooters, but they like to get downhill, they like to finish around the rim. So I think that's going to be a fun little matchup. I think they're going to neutralize one another. I don't think you're going to get one drastically outperforming the other. I think it's going to be a good, solid head-to-head matchup. But man, Jaden coming in, I think, is going to be like the pop, the moment. It's going to be very comparable to the Big Z moment when he checked in for the first time against Georgia. Just I think Kentucky needs to establish an early lead. Part of the reason why I want Jalen to start and kind of just go with the horses that you were brought in to. If
they start their best 5, we should start our best 5.
That tends to happen, and that's good basketball. So I'm hoping that Kentucky can use that first media segment to establish a lead. I don't care how big the lead is, but you just can't be, first opening segment like it was against Gonzaga. I mean, that was the worst case scenario. Totally took the air out of the building. You need to be competitive early, and then get that pop from JQ.
Can you see that one?
I just didn't want to interrupt you.
Oh, no, you're good.
You're good.
No, you're good. I was just trying to.
But I think that pop, when Jaden goes to the scorer's table for the very first time, will be Big Z level, and I think that is going to just propel Kentucky to the make shots and the confidence things. There's the momentum. There's so much value in just that kind of little, and that's honestly why I don't necessarily disagree with bringing him off the bench. I think there's a lot of value in having him come off and get that little spark from BBN.
I'd be totally fine with him checking in at the first dead ball, Jack. They want to do it that way.
Let's do it.
Just bring him in. Ball goes out of bounds at 19:58 to play in the first half. I want to hear the sub, and I want to hear Jaden Quaintance.
That'd be fast.
But I agree with you. There will be a loud pop because as I was coming into the I like to park really inconveniently out of the way, far away from the arena to get a nice little walk-up. I like to park by the aquarium here, Jack. It's just an easy place to get in and out. So, but the convenience of that, or I guess the benefit to that was I got to walk by just a sea of blue. So
There's a ton of fans.
A lot of Kentucky fans here, and so there will be a nice little pop when JQ comes into the game. And if he can, hey Jack, if he can just hit four threes like Big Z did, I'd be all right with that too.
It's not going to be that, but
how about 4 straight dunks?
But there is a time and place for him to do the easy lobs, the easy, just pin one shot on the backboard, and it's momentum. I mean, honestly, his version of the momentum is a lot, more energetic than even Big Z's, because Big Z's, it was fun because he was hitting big shots, and it was like, whoa, I can't believe he's doing this. But there's something to be said about Jaden going up and putting somebody on a poster. I mean, that could be the total flip of the game that could decide it ultimately. So I'm so excited, man.
For people who are not too familiar with Jaden's game, just seen some highlights, you've been following him for years. What are we going to see today out of the Kentucky's potential lottery pick?
You asked about Jaden?
Yes, yeah. What kind of style, I guess, does he play like?
He's going. Oh yeah, he likes. I think Amari Williams, in terms of creator and ability to make plays for others and great passing and vision and those things, but just a pure athlete, man. Like a guy who is so savvy and intelligent, and he knows when to pick and choose his spots and get downhill and go dunk on somebody's head. Like he's just, I don't think he's going to go out and go for 20 and 10 in his debut. There's something to be said about knocking the rust off. There's a feel kind of factor. Again, he has just crossed the midcourt line for the very first time on Tuesday. So it's going to be knocking a lot of rust off and just getting out there and getting acclimated with his teammates. But my understanding is this week at practice, he has just made some plays where it's like he dunked on Malachi once, and there have been a couple of moments where it's like, hey, there's a reason why he's a projected lottery pick. He's really freaking good. So
dunking on Malachi, that's pretty tough to do.
So I do think that it's not going to be the most productive day, and here he is. There is one Jaden Quaintance finally rolling out there and making his warm-up debut.
He came off the bus with the basketball in his hand. Does he just always have one in his hand?
He's obsessed. Yes, I'm thinking it's going to be Jaden is going to have 6 points, 5 rebounds, and 2 blocks. Something like that. Just a nice little welcome to Kentucky basketball.
In about 15 or so minutes?
Yeah, that's kind of my early projection. Rick Pitino versus Mark Pope. We saw the emotions kind of take over that John Calipari game last year at Rupp, where I didn't necessarily love. I kind of thought that was the first time that the moment got a little too big for Pope. Is there any concern that the UK coaching fraternity matchup against somebody that is so meaningful to Pope, do you think that there's any chance that impacts him negatively?
Yeah,
or positively. It could swing.
He's obviously going to be. He's obviously been locked in, and this is a big game for Mark Pope. I do, negative or positive, I do think that playing against the mentor. I talked with Mark Story as we were walking in. He said the mentor usually wins out on these kind of games.
18-4 against his former players.
That is pretty wild, actually.
It's a great stat. I mean, he's pretty wild. He has their numbers. It's kind of it's how Pope has kind of just idolized him and like built him up to be like this God figure in his life in the basketball world. And there is something to be said about hey, well, he is your competitor, dude. You gotta focus on ripping his throat out today. Don't get too caught up in the emotions and the oh man, the nostalgia of the 96. Hey, it is your job and responsibility today to go kick his ass.
Well, do you think he's being a little intimidated, I guess, going up against a guy that he puts on a pedestal that he's like, this is the greatest basketball coach in the history of the game that I'm going up against tonight? And does that make you overthink things a little bit?
I'm hoping that he learned a lot from that Coach Cal, kind of the emotions that went with it and all the other stuff. There's just so much other stuff that comes with it that you hope that when the ball is tipped and you're between these white lines, you can just say, all right, take the first punch, kind of knock all of the extra stuff out of the way, and all right, we got a basketball game to win. I really hope that's how it goes, but I hope we're the ones distributing the first punch instead of falling behind 11-3 again and going, well, now we got to claw back once again.
Yeah. That's what I've been saying. How about Kentucky build up a lead against an opponent?
That'd be nice, right?
Let's just try it on for size. Let's see if maybe that's a strategy we can implement later on down the road. I'm tired of Kentucky having to battle back in these big games. What's the biggest lead they got in Indiana in the first half? Not very much. Indiana. Well, that's the thing. Even in the Indiana game, they had to battle back down 9 in the first half, and I think in all of these big games, obviously, they're getting in huge holes. Except for North Carolina, that was the only one. And I think you had a stat that was like in these, was it against ranked teams or against Power 4 teams? The stat was something like they're falling behind by 12 and 13 of them in the Mark Pope era. Like that.
Something like that.
Yeah, it was around that number. So yeah, let's flip the script. Let's see some shots go in. I think that will also just, not only does it open it up for things that JQ and Otega and and Mo Diabate can do by cutting to the basket, but it can also...
What a treat it is for our fans to just be, like, I mean, just watch. Just watch. Pretty.
I don't hate his
I enjoy that quite a bit.
I don't hate the stroke there from JQ. Let's see a few shots go in. That'll also just help these guys sort of trust their teammates. I've been preaching this for a while, that on the dribble drive, and the help defense comes, they're not kicking out in a lot of cases. Maybe if you see a few shots fall, you see your teammates hit a few shots, you'll start to look for that kick out a little bit more and not feel like you have to do it yourself. So
that's been the issue. I mean, I think from the beginning, it's just a lack of trust. These guys have really struggled to, like, it's not out of selfishness always. Sometimes it is.
Right.
But it's usually, hey, I know he's struggling right now with confidence. I don't want to put him in a bad spot to miss shots. So I'm going to go do it myself. Like,
exactly.
These guys just have to believe that my teammate is going to be in the corner in ready position to hit a shot.
Especially if it's Otega Owe. 6 of 10 from corner threes.
He's leading Kentucky in shooting against name brand competition.
That is right. 6 of 16.
How big would winning just a second straight name brand competition game,
huge,
going into the Bellarmine game, you win that one by 100, then you have a 10-day break to get us to Christmas, to get us to New Year, and then get us to that trip to Tuscaloosa. I mean, that would be winning this game would be so good for a total reset. All right, we hit rock bottom early on. We've moved past that. It sucked. We are now back at full strength. Now let's play real ball games.
It does so much for Kentucky if they're able to win this game. And one of the things is, if you're a Kentucky fan, you come out today, you have JQ playing his first game. You actually have a game with a full roster, which is so rare in Kentucky basketball lately. If you're able to pull this game out, I don't care if it's about 1 point, if it's about 20 points, you can start to get people to buy into, okay, this is our full team now. JQ played his first game. It's only going to get better from here. And then you can start to buy in again on some of the long-term goals for this season. And you know, I think there's a lot of people out there who've already surrendered hope on a national championship, and there's so much season left. I'm trying to remain hopeful and optimistic, but I do think that, yes, you can win this game. Now you have momentum going into the SEC, and the SEC is not what it was last year. There can be some real hope that, hey, we might be able to go out and win this thing.
It's a built-in excuse. Whether it's real or not, it's about how they feel. They can feel, hey, that team wasn't us. Like, we weren't at full strength. We had, that was just us trying to get by until the real stuff right now. You can kind of turn the page and just move on to the next chapter of this season and just kind of burn those pages.
Yeah.
We can say, hey, we're back to full strength. Look at how we perform. If they go out with Jaden playing, with Mo playing, with Jalen at full strength, and they go out and win by double digits, something like an actual statement performance, they could say, no, this is the real team.
Yeah.
Like, we beat a real team, the 22nd ranked team in the country. We beat them by 13 points to go into Christmas, to go into New Year's, to go into SEC play.
Yep.
And we're feeling on cloud 9 going down to Tuscaloosa with real optimism. There's a lot to be said about just the mental side.
Absolutely. That's 100%. And then you can start to do some revisionist history. Oh, we would have beat North Carolina if we had them. We would have beaten Louisville if we had them. Michigan State, maybe not, but hey, we would have been a little close. Gonzaga, probably not, but you don't know. Now that you have your full guys, and depending on how Jaden looks tonight, and there's the thing, I'm not putting this all on Jaden Quaintance to go out there and drop a double-double in his first game.
But
yeah, but I do think that we'll see enough today that's going to give us some hope going into the SEC slate.
Well, let's start wrapping this thing up, because I know fans want to probably just watch them play. They care more about what is going on behind us and what we actually have to say. We're just two morons talking in a microphone. But a lot to be said about just the excitement of this matchup and just what comes with it. getting the emotional monkey off Pope's back against Pitino, and them just winning another name brand game. Like, there's so much that at stake here that they could really just start feeling really, really good here over the next couple of weeks. So let's go ahead and give our Parlor pregame predictions. And
all right.
Thanks to our shout out to our friends at Parlor, the absolute best pizza, the best smoked wings. I absolutely adore them. Had their smoked wings here for post Thanksgiving, so I thoroughly enjoyed them, and I cannot wait to go back. Very loud dribbling there. But who is going to be your Parlor pregame MVP pick, but also game prediction?
Well, I can't pick anybody else for the MVP, Jack. It's got to be JQ. It's got to be.
Even if it's not.
If he only plays 15
stats,
minutes.
Even if it's not the stats, it's the presence.
Yes, the vibes that will shift for the team and the fan base. Like I said, my head is telling me something different. My heart is saying pick Kentucky. The Cats are going to win by. I had them by 8. I'll say by 8. 85-77. We're going to put up some points today. It's going to be a lot of fun. Every time we come in here, Kentucky puts up a lot of points. So, and it's the first game, Jack. Here's the one little thing. See that basketball right there, the Jasper Zerbo?
Oh, the Evo.
The Wilson Evo next. It's the first game that Kentucky's playing with the Wilson Evo this year. We'll see how you adapt. This is the 4th different basketball we've used. Why are we doing this? Why are we using 4 different basketballs in one season? It's so stupid. I don't know why the NCAA can't just pick a ball and let us all use it, but here we are, Jack. Another year of using multiple basketballs, but we'll probably get up to 5 or 6 before the season's over. Right now, it's the Wilson Evo next. We'll see how the Cats shoot with it. Looks like they're getting acclimated, Jack. We might be all right. I'm trying not to let that get in my head too much.
I like them. I do.
I like the ball. I don't hate the ball. I just hate that it's
the uniform.
Just make it. Then just use that one all the time. Yeah.
I'm going for my Parlor pregame prediction. I'm going for MVP Otega Owe.
Boom.
Had a really, really nice performance this time last year in that Duke game. Just kind of stepped up, especially late. Got the big steal, got the free throws late. I think he's going to be the difference in a very, very close back and forth all game long. It's going to be one of those classics, instant classics. Pitino, Pope, back and forth down the stretch, finished by the Kentucky Wildcats winning an 81-79 instant classic. I
don't know if my heart can handle that one, Jack. Give me a few more points. Come on.
They deserve it. They deserve the redemption. They deserve this is Catlanta.
This is a buzzer beater? 81-79?
Oh.
Does St. John's miss the shot at the buzzer? Or is it 81-76? St. John's throws in a 3 at the buzzer and get that ball.
Shoot it. Yeah. Go take a shot. Actually, don't get us kicked out. 81-79. I'm going with Kentucky Wildcats. Otega Owe is my Parlor pregame MVP. Shout out Parlor Pizza. Shout out Otega Owe. Shout out Jaden Quaintance. And shout out Big
Cheesecake.
Shout out Cheesecake, who's going to put on an absolute show today. BBN. They got let down in Nashville. Catsville, whatever we're calling the Cats version of Nashville.
I like Catsville. That works.
But Catlanta, this is going to be a whole different ball game. The pop with BBN when JQ checks in is going to be a total game changer. It's going to lead them to victory. Hopefully, we're ready for it. We're now 64 minutes to tip off, and we'll see you on the other side. Go Cats.
Let's go. Still high.